So it's one of those like, yep, you're gonna stay in my Pathfinder builder for a good 2-3 years, buddy.
Man, I make a new character for every campaign, and not every campaign pans out. In fact, most seem not to. So most of my characters will never be played.
All I know
Yeah,
is
I
my
thought
beats are
about actually
notorious.
doing it for this one, but then I was like, I can't legally make him with just one book.
Well, my issues, I have a character creation addiction, and I need to get my fix.
Yeah. Oh, when did Monarch get in the group? All right, so if you're here and you can at least hear us, I am ready to start the game.
Muted, though.
All right, as long as you can hear us, give me a quick sign somewhere.
In case you didn't know, you're muted and we can't hear anything you're saying.
He's unmuted now.
I mute my mic so you won't hear any background noise.
That's fair enough.
Yep.
Just letting you know that.
All right,
Yeah.
as long as you're ready to go, then we are gonna go. Let me just.
With only us three.
Apparently.
Apparently.
Other people didn't
Okay.
feel like showing up.
Oh.
Okay.
Groovy says he's on the way. The dog was making noise, and it turns out she puked on a rug.
Ah, delicious.
Yeah, gonna clean that, use the bathroom, and then they'll be in. So,
Just tell the dog to clean up the mess itself.
Alright, I am gonna switch into in-game, and we're ready to go. Well, good evening and welcome.
I'm just saying, if you can't train your dog to clean up its own vomit, then it's not a good enough dog.
It's not a good enough dog. So here's my question: do you all want me to read this for you, or just input it line by line into Roll20?
Probably read.
Perfect.
But I mean, if we've got people coming, I don't mind waiting a little bit.
Alright, I think I'll put it in and then slowly read, and then they can at least catch up.
Okay.
Fair.
Be a really quick thing to do. Sorry for the back-to-back beeps as it just unloads.
Good.
I noticed a few spelling errors as I was doing this earlier, so I'm enjoying that.
Don't worry, I got you beat on spelling errors. I do all of my writing in friggin' I'm blanking.
Notepad, WordPad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I did it in.
Just
I didn't have access
Notepad
to
yet, so it's all absolutely awful.
it's
Everything.
I found a loud, whatever it was load, and I was like, how did I even do that? That's a completely different word. Not even close to sounding the same, but let's go. The cold water, echo of sharp laughter, and the flash of heat lightning above are the first signs you're alive. At least you made it to the surface, else that laughter and the creaking of the ship planks and timber
You're
snapping
breaking up a bit.
wouldn't be audible. Am I? Oh,
I think your volume threshold might be a bit low.
that might be.
That's what it sounds like to me.
I don't know, something was going weird with the mic earlier. Let me really quickly try to play with it a little bit.
Actually, it sounds a little bit like you might have a delay or something on it.
Ugh.
I've seen that issue before where it got like how long after noise starts being made do we start picking up sound? It sounds like it. Say
Yeah,
something a
fair.
bit longer. Yeah, you're good.
That's better?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me just pop back at. Alright. Now I'm completely distracted. I believe I left off at the creaking of the ship planks and timber snapping wouldn't be audible. A large wave lifts you up and away. It carries you before rolling over to drop back into the sea. Amid the rough surf, you again swim for the surface, as the moon peeks out between the clouds above, directing you. Enough light makes it through you can tell which way is up through the water, but not what is happening to the ship. Surfacing is dangerous because of the debris, and as you surface, the collision with the underside of a broad timber gives you a thought. Heaving yourself and the little equipment you have over it, you begin paddling away. Waves aren't as bad at first, so the journey is safer than you expected. In fact, the waves feel like they're getting weaker. As you get farther from the ship, you still hear laughter, and the shouts of Altorius echo across the sea. Stand still and fight me, damn it! You're nothing but a weak-willed worm, and I will enjoy cutting you down. You can hear a bellowed roar in the distance, but lose track of the words as your makeshift floats as your makeshift float moves away faster. You glance back, and in a flash of light, you can see a figure standing on what was once the keel of a ship. After the light faded, you turned back to paddle away. Whatever attacked the boat may come for you next. You never looked back, despite the loud roar and the gout of flame that appeared behind you. You could see land in the distance thanks to the lightning. That land is your only hope. Just keep moving. It shouldn't take you long. Maybe other survivors will be a distraction. It's all you can hope. Then you hear something near your makeshift raft. You look over, and in the next flash of light, you see another person rowing manically. "It was something big!" they shout at you. "I don't think it's after us, but I want to keep going. There may be something in the water. I saw someone dragged down." That is all you needed to motivate you farther. You begin to paddle just as fast as they do. Head down and really leaning into it. You pray to every god you learned of growing up. Please, Abadar, Shaylin, Saranre, Rovagog, Asmodeus, anyone out there, please save me from this night. You hear it first, in a longer flash. You glance back and see the large wave coming up fast. This is it. You shouldn't have skiffed out on evening vespers aboard the ship last night. Even if rum in the crew's mess was a good way to pass the time. You grab onto whatever you have, straddle the board, holding on to your life. Before the wave hits you, you notice the last light of the moon is covered up by clouds. The gods must be most disappointed with you. Alright, let me see here. I need
Unfortunate.
a constitution check from everyone. Let's kind of determine who's waking up first on the beach.
Constitution or fortitude?
Constitution. Alright.
Well, not me.
The answer is going to be not me to a lot of people.
Mhm.
Alright, that looks good. So it looks like Ray will be waking up first. So Ray, when you wake up the next day, you hear birds and the gentle wash of waves on the shore. It's the first clue you lived. What do you do?
Well, if I've learned anything from any kind type of movie, I need to find a stick and turn it into a spear. But realistically, I guess I'm going to look to see if there's anyone else that is, made it to shore and not dead.
Do you climb to your feet to look around, or just kind of look left and look right? Still can't even believe.
Personally, I would shove my head under the sand to check for people.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to get up and check everything out, but
Okay. You see three of your fellows from the Cryo Drake. You believe you recognize one by their red hair. You think that's Crimson. Another, I believe, is rather naked and not having much. Or did you actually grab something? Hang on, I'm going to figure out whose people are. Actually, I think you're Ray. Never mind, wrong person. Charon, did you grab anything on the boat? Is there some way I can distinguish you so you can tell who you are? You
Aside,
see an orc.
well, I have basically just brought all my shit because my character stores a lot of gear in the pouches on the bandolier.
There we go.
So I just have a bunch of bulging pockets and shit.
Fair enough.
And unless that got torn off in the chaos, probably got a cloak
I am
on
allowing
too.
bandoliers to make it to the island. There's only so many things you can do with a bandolier, after all.
Hold things.
A few things. They have to be small enough. It's not like you're carrying around a hammock, Either way, as you stand up and look around,
My rationale is,
the
what would
next one
somebody trying
wakes
to...
up, and it's the orc.
Ah, crap, what the...
I guess I'll go see if the other two are alive or not.
Which one do you approach? The red-haired man
Roll
or
healed
the
and
other?
sign for alive.
I would do whichever one is closer. So,
Let's
I
see.
guess whoever's going to wake up next.
Evens or odds? I'll just
Evens.
Alright, it will be Charon.
Alright, I'm gonna see if I can't shake him awake.
He kind of stirs fitfully, kind of groans. You hear someone else standing up behind you, though.
If I look behind me, is it Crimson?
Crimson is kind of waking up now, yes.
Nice. Well, looks like we all made it. Uh, Whether or not that's a good thing or not, I guess we'll find out.
Indeed.
First thing first, because of the chaos, I'm going to check my pulse to see if I died or not.
Yes, you were all dead. Ha, it was all a ruse. You're in the undead realms of someone.
Hell looks a lot more tropical than I expected.
It is kind of nice out. To be fair, you're in a
Mojitos.
little cove. Maybe 90 meters by quite a few meters in. There is a little bit of a forest above a sand dune. You can't really see the actual tree trunks, but you see the tops of the trees. You see the mountains way in the distance. And you also see what looks to be pylons, as if for a dock, currently in front of you and in the sand, lining the way. There's about 20 of them going up the beach.
I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted by the guy who ate shit in the bottom right of the map. He does not
Who
look
made
healthy.
that? I didn't even see it getting made.
Keep looking left and right in the sand until you dig a hole to the other side of the world.
That could happen.
Burrow with your face.
Eat the sand.
You find
Of course.
turtle eggs.
Delicious, sustaining turtle eggs.
Well, after checking my pulse, my character's probably gonna like pat themselves, like of course make sure that they've got all their shit and if they're like missing anything from the
Well,
chaos.
By the way, I don't like interrupting people, so I'll often put whatever I'm doing in chat. Sorry.
Mhm.
Okay.
fair enough. Yes, you hear a squeal in the distance.
All right,
Kind of up
I'm
the
gonna
beach.
grab the pig. Yeah, I'm grabbing that pig because it's my one true friend. I don't know.
You'll have to climb the sand dune in front of you and
Understandable.
start going towards the forest, or at least in that direction.
Here, piggy.
Climb.
Nah.
You don't want to climb the sand dune? No.
Nah, let's do that. But I do check back on the group. Just like look back. Okay, those guys are still alive. I'll be back with them in a second.
Deciding things. Well, climbing up the rough dune. There's some grass that's sticking out here and there as the pylons kind of come to a stop. Glancing left and right, you realize that there are very, very tall cliffs surrounding this tiny cove. It's just a minor gap in between this cliff face that must be at this end of the island. You do recognize the mountains are what's making this the Sacharr Island. It's the only mountain range in this archipelago. Or at least only invisible mountains. You do see a small forest directly in front of you at the top of the sand dune. You realize that the sand kind of stops about 10 feet, maybe 15. Kind of turns to almost mud, sand consistency. And somewhere in the distance you still hear squealing.
Yeah. Maybe later. Pigs can handle them. I'll head back down.
So something I probably want to do is check up on everyone, see if there's any like injuries. Because even though I have no points and heal, it's probably better to disinfect. I don't know what I'm saying.
My guy's already covered in scars and crap, but
Oh,
thankfully those are scars. However, a pretty daunting man is walking down the hill at you guys. That's pretty scary.
Pretty daunting man is coming back to you guys, more like.
You didn't necessarily notice. Only one of you actually looked for said orc.
The other two might not have noticed.
They're just waking up.
Yep.
Especially Mr. 5 over there.
Alright, so, what do you all want to do?
Well, I guess we should probably find a good place to at least hunker down at, so we don't, I guess, get attacked by some random predators.
Yeah?
Really, you're just gonna take a seat? Look, place is populated, isn't it?
Maybe. All
All
you
right,
know
who
about this
here
island chain.
remembers that map?
Who remembers the map? Anyone who's studied the map at any given point, and most of you at least looked at it, but if you actually studied it, you would know that this island was abandoned at least 700 years ago. The chances of finding anyone alive from that time, very slim.
Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, player knowledge is not as good as character knowledge in this situation.
Yeah, can Crimson roll on his knowledge shaper about the island Tressoa?
Yeah, the
So,
point there still stands,
Shaper
though,
the
is
island, he
can
knows
we
that-
try to triangulate?
Sorry. You wanted to triangulate something? Crimson, go ahead and roll, and I'll talk to you in a moment.
Sorry.
Oh, no, continue. I'm just setting him up for the next step.
Well, the point there stands that can we, those of us that actually have any friggin' idea what we're talking about as far as the map is concerned, I can't read, so I can't get much of that.
Right.
Can you sort out generally where we are, like try to triangulate? Because I know you said like there were docks or something that probably narrows it
Yes.
down. Somebody has drawn stuff on here,
I
but I want to do it in
that
character.
stuff right there, actually. Yes,
Yeah.
you recognize that there's only a single pier, and the mountains are currently south of you. So, judging from what
Not
you
my
know about the
character
map,
move.
you think you're probably right there.
Thank goodness I've got a compass on me. That actually makes sense.
Yeah, I agreed with. I don't remember who it was. Someone said that we need to get a base camp going.
Well, your options are to either look for shelter, caves, or ruins, people's houses if they still are around, or, build something out of the trees.
I feel like
Well-
going into the forest might be either a terrible or good idea.
Your best bet is to gather sticks and stuff on the edge of the forest to build up
Quick
on the.
perception check. The person who's playing the orc that went up the dune. I should have
That's
asked you what
Mundo.
unit. Yes.
Good.
It's very small forest, not like fully overgrown or anything. It looks kind of like this area was used for something at one point, and it has just overgrown. And in fact, you think there's a
Right.
cliff at the back of the forest. It's maybe 80 feet in there.
Obviously, this is conveyed to the party.
Well, I remember at least if we head east, depending on or if we're at where I think we're at, there's at least a nice place where we could theoretically fish at some point, and I think there might be some ruins around there, but there's also some ruins probably everywhere where we go on this island.
Well, directly east
Ruins,
of you,
sweet
at this
ruin.
moment
What
is a
time
cliff
of day
face
is it?
that's about 50 feet high.
So since
Right.
there was
See-
a shipwreck, right? Are there debris lying all around us?
There's a few pieces of washed up timber and whatnot. You see a bit of sailcloth, actually.
Well, we can
So,
definitely use that sailcloth as a shitty tent if we want to set that up. Well, never
About
mind
a,
then.
1
It's a
foot,
poncho.
1 foot by 10 foot square.
That's a bandana.
rectangle.
Scarf.
Hey, we can use it to collect rainwater or something.
That's true. I'm not sure we necessarily. Well, I know my character probably doesn't necessarily have knowledge of how to purify rainwater, but
Character also doesn't, which is unfortunate. However, there is survival that we can just roll and get free water.
mm,
I'm just kind of assuming some stuff that they would teach us at boot camp from like, okay, here's how you don't die if you're on a random island. So,
That is
That would
all
be
the training
helpful.
that they gave you.
I feel like my training was more so, hey, here's what to look for to write in a journal. I'm like, man, I can't write.
I can write in a journal. I have a journal.
Uh,
It's not very good for anything other than just staring at inane scribblings of how death traps work. But it's a journal.
Oh yeah, speaking of journal, Crimson checks if his spellbook is still undamaged from the water.
did you put it in a waterproof bag, or was it just in your backpack or something?
It's attached to his hip by gold chains.
It's probably not going to be dry.
Gold Chain's notorious for making all attached paper waterproof.
Oh
Ah,
yeah, I forgot about that. Unless it's been submerged for 10 or more
Might be
rounds, like
something
a
there.
waterproof bag.
No, if it was in the water without being in a waterproof bag, it is definitely waterlogged and useless at this point.
Okay. While the others are talking amongst them, he's gonna cast mending repeatedly on the spellbook.
Okay.
Do
Can
you
you
have
do
to
that
cast
without?
mending from out of the spell book?
Actually, here I believe mending
No, it's like
works.
read magic.
Mending works on 1 pound per level, right?
Yeah.
And it takes 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. So you just cast mending. It's going to take you 10 minutes of talking to everyone.
so seeing as how this island is like more than likely not inhabited by too many people, um, is there like a bunch of just like uh random clams or just like food everywhere on the shore that isn't like polluted?
You see a couple crabs kind of off in the distance, scuttling along the beach, kind of going back towards the surf. You see some mussels on one of the cliff walls. It's low tide right now. And you do
Well,
hear
I
another sound of squealing joining the first. So, probably not the only pig on the island.
Should we investigate?
I'm gonna go ahead and grab like a good like 5 or 6 uh crap, I can't remember what you said they were now.
Crabs, mussels.
Yeah, of the mussels just for like, well, if we can't find anything else, we at least got these tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
give me a
literally
minute. My
walking the
man
cliff
goes
edge.
off. Yeah, give me a minute. My man goes off to try to branch some pigs, try to rustle some pigs.
I guess if
And don't
everyone.
worry, I got you. Nat one.
Oh my god.
Can I take 10 on that?
Can you take it down to that? Sure. I believe the time limit for that is 10 minutes. Or maybe it was 5. I had to double check.
Sure.
We'll go with 10
I
minutes.
guess if literally everyone is
We've got
going off.
Yeah,
At
split the
least
party.
something.
Number one thing you
Well,
do.
you're on the middle of
Yeah.
a beach in a little tiny protected cove. I mean, the chances of something deadly. Well, if you're. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Did you guys see that really, really like big shadow that looks like it? Is that a dragon?
Oops.
No, no. No, that's not a dragon. No such thing.
Dragons are real.
Alright.
Yeah. Dragons
on
are like-
the next
they
point,
haven't-
whoever went to go
Nobody's
get the
seen one in
mussels,
thousands of years.
Can I get a perception check?
Oh
Okay.
no.
Was this from everyone or just Mr. Muscles?
Just Mr. Muscles.
Also, I guess if everyone's going like hunting and collecting, Jaren's probably gonna just like go, well, someone's gotta make base camp.
Mm-hmm.
And probably just looking for like sticks and rocks.
Join me in the woods. You can help my absolutely terrible roll, and I can try to help your.
Ooh. Give me another
I have a
perception check
natural
from Sharon. See what kind of sticks you find.
I hope I find wooden ones.
Let's help each other We both look for pigs and we
Navigate
both
this.
do some ranching.
Give
There
me
it is.
another perception check as well, Mr. Laser Shark McCrody.
Yep.
Oh shit!
Crude.
Oh,
I find the
wow.
worst pencils.
That is
Oh wait, was that natural 20?
impressive. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Well done.
Okay, so we know who our spotter is now.
So
Mhm.
McCrudy, I have something for you, but back to Charon. You
Just
guys got one full
McRude.
51.
The E is not there. There's no friggin' E. If I put an E on the after the H, then fine, but it's just McRude.
Okay, I'll just call you McCrudy. But back to Charon. You find a few sticks, enough that you can maybe start a fire at this point. But you also find this really large, not quite hefty log. It's solid, log that apparently, come off a tree at some point. But this could definitely bash something in if you ever needed that.
It's a good thing the rogue found the giant death stick.
Hey man, it still works for sneak attack.
As
You're
far
right.
as the 10 to perception, McCrude, you found in your hunt for pigs a couple lizards. Give me
Close
a
enough.
quick check. There we go. You see 3 little tiny lizards standing on their back feet.
Are they making pig-like squealing noises?
Chirping noises. They have this like little downy, feathery fur on the top of their heads.
That's almost
Scales,
squealing.
pink/red feathers.
Cool, we got dinosaurs.
Really.
Specifically compies.
So did we establish if we're going to be putting the camp in the beach or on the island? Or up in
I
the
think we
forest?
should make camp in the forest.
Alright, so I guess Charon takes all the sticks and the massive log, which I guess he has to drag behind him.
Okay.
Like a neat pile.
Oh, it's a 10 minutes to do that. So as soon as someone else does enough work that it sounds
All
like
right.
it's been 10
So
minutes,
this is just.
both you
I have
and,
observed
Crimson
lizard.
are ready to move on. So
All right.
you pull the
So yeah,
logs
I
on
will. Yeah, and I will point out that look, lizards exist.
Wait, lizards are real?
Yeah.
Sure are. That one's named Jerry.
Are they like the size of like someone's hand kind of lizards, or like slightly
About knee
bigger
high.
than that?
About knee high, maybe, for a medium-sized creature.
Ah,
T-Rex.
I feel like I'm in the Mojave.
If you, really quickly, Groovy, where did you say you were bringing the logs and sticks? Just outside.
I was bringing him into the forest somewhere.
Into the forest.
I guess like around here on the map.
Well, the location is the map is a little bit bigger than you're thinking. So, really, the location you're looking at is more like that size. So these lines are a little bit more exaggerated than it would be properly. So what you're talking about is you're bringing it into the forest that's about right here.
Oh wait, no, yeah, about that far. I thought the like dots were like the water, not the.
Well, they
Alright,
are
yeah,
the
about
water,
there.
This is trees, not water.
but this was the water 700 years ago.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
you're
These
right.
pylons are sticking.
Oh,
out
I
of
see
the
what you're
beach
saying.
now.
Yeah, I guess I am just gonna bring like a bit into the forest, like about 40 feet.
Okay. You do see a bit of a pathway cutting through the forest towards the back end of this cove. Pathway's a little bit overgrown, but you can tell that this once was a path.